and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today we are talking about the top 10 scary Tennessee urban legends. That's right, Tennessee, you are up. Before we get into this list, why don't you guys tell me where you're from in the comments section down below, and also let me know if we've done an urban legend list for your home city or state. While you're down there leaving a comment, why don't you hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the most amazing channel, then please do so. We are poised to hit 5 million and I'm really excited. Also, please do stick around to the end of the video as I'll be reading comments from a previous list. Alright guys, let's get into this. Coming into number 10, we have Old Green Eyes. I've heard of headless ghosts, but a floating set of eyes? That's pretty new to me. So Tennessee was an area of tension during the Civil War, and one particularly bloody battle in the state was fought at, I'm gonna try and pronounce it, Chickamauga. Did I get that right? Let me know, Tennessee. The battlefield is now a national park. However, if you are wandering around and think you spot a pair of green eyes peeping at you, turns out you might not be crazy. It seems that the voyeur is a Confederate soldier who met his end in the field. His body was never found, just his head, and now all that remains are his glowing green eyes. Now they're constantly watching over the field and looking out for his body. Coming in at number 9, we have Skinned Tom. Sounds like a person I don't want to meet. Tom learned how savage love can be, and he learned it the hard way. He learned it as his skin was being peeled off his body. Hip hip hurrah. Now let me explain. Back in the 1920s, a young man named Tom felt the first pricklings of love. He asked out a woman he had eyes for on a date, and she said yes. They took a trip to the aptly named Lover's Lane in East Tennessee, where the pair kissed, and more. Unbeknownst to poor Tom, his sweetheart was actually married. Her husband suspected his wife was cheating on him and tracked the pair down. When he found them lip-locked, he killed his wife in a fit of rage. He then dragged Tom from his car and skinned him alive right there on the road. Now legend has it that Tom can still be found on Lover's Lane, only as a bloodied and raw ghost carrying a knife. He's said to appear to lovers who are cheating on their significant others when they park up to smooch. Coming in at number 8, we have the White Screamer. In White Bluffs, Tennessee, you could come across something scary in the woods. It seems that urban legend has it that once upon a time a local couple had a child, only the child was hideously deformed. They locked what they saw as the abomination in the basement, feeding it daily but showing it no love. It grew. It grew some more. It grew and it grew until it was child no more and got so big and strong that it could escape into the woods. But before escaping, it killed its parents. Living feral and naked, the creature survived on pets and livestock. Indeed, locals have reported seeing a big white creature roaming the woods. Those who haven't seen it have often heard it. It seems that the creature screams a terrible high-pitched wail into the night. Coming in at number 7, we have the Witch of Concord Cemetery. Concord Cemetery is one of the oldest cemeteries in Coffee County and is well known to be haunted by a number of ghosts. Now the most famous is said to be Sadie Baker. Sadie was thought to have been burned at the stake by her community in the early 19th century for fear of being a witch. Honestly, how horrible. Now, in order to keep ill wishes from the ghost away, locals are said to leave coins by her grave as an apology. If you don't make a money offering, it's said that she will haunt you in the graveyard. If you're feeling light of coin, maybe just don't go into a cemetery at night. Suggestion. Coming in at number 6, we have the Hell Tunnel. In Kingsport, Tennessee, you can find the Sensbow Tunnel, built by the Sensbow family and the government in order to allow traffic to pass. Legend has it that the tunnel was the scene of a grisly murder, the murder of none other than the daughter of the Sensbow family. It seems a robbery had gone very wrong and the intruder had stolen away a baby so that he was not shot at. He then dumped the baby in the tunnel and sadly it died. Now in the 1950s and 60s, rumours of the hauntings were strong. There were even rumours that more people had been murdered there. Locals who live near the tunnel warn people to stay away as the site has regularly been used for satanic rituals. Those who have been brave enough to venture through have said that they've heard a baby's cry and the shrieks of a woman. Coming into number 5, we have the Body Farm. Rumours have been circulating about a macabre scientific experiment in Knoxville, Tennessee. Locals wondered what a strip of private land was being used for, with hearsay declaring it a body farm. Well, actually, apparently it's true. Owned by the University of Tennessee, it seems that the body farm is a place where dead bodies are studied in various environments to see how they decompose. Some are simply left on the ground to rot, some are submerged in water, some are left in hot rooms. It goes to help future forensic scientists understand crime scenes better, and I guess that's a good thing, but honestly, how ghoulish. Coming in at number 4, we have the Headless Signalman. Chapel Hill is home to a very strange mystery indeed. It seems that the area, especially around the railroad track, is home to some weird unexplained lights. Legend has it that one night a man was walking home along the track, holding a lantern to light his way. For some reason, he never heard the whistle and scream of the train as it came up behind him. Now the train driver tried to stop, but it was too late. The man was mown down. The lamp he was holding was reportedly never found, but can be seen today as he watches each train go by. Other versions of the story say that a headless signalman wanders up and down the track at night. Whatever the story, the lights are topic of frequent discussion amongst locals. Coming into number 3, we have the cursed bride of Rotherwood Mansion. Rowena Ross's life was inexplicably plagued with tragedy. Despite being the daughter of a successful plantation owner and living in a mansion in Kingsport, she seemed to attract terrible luck. Like a lot of young girls, she fell in love, and actually she was lucky enough to be loved back. Sadly though, on the day of her wedding, her husband died in a freak boating accident. She married again and he too died, this one of yellow fever. Fearful that she was cursed, she did marry a third time, but she was worried. Now this time, her husband didn't die, but her only daughter did. Absolutely destroyed by grief and a strange sense of guilt, Rowena took her own life. People claim that she still haunts the mansion today and can be spotted wearing white, walking the halls sobbing. Coming into number 2, we have The Boy in the Mirror. Pine Haven School is located in Jamestown, Tennessee, and is still a functioning elementary school. Beware though, there's a spooky tale attached to the school and an enduring urban legend of a ghost. The story goes that a group of bullies were terrorizing a young boy. Every day he would dread coming to school for fear of what they would do to him. One day they cornered him in a bathroom and shoved him hard into a mirror. Now the glass shattered and slashed his throat. The boys, bullies as they were, did not intend to murder him. They panicked and decided to bury his body under the school's floorboards, where he was eventually found. Now it seems that the spirit of the young boy still haunts the school today. If you're ever in the building, you should avoid looking in the mirror for too long, as you may just see a sad little boy staring back at you. Finally, coming into number 1, we have the legend of the Bell Witch. This is Tennessee's most famous urban legend and one of the most well-known ghost stories in the state. The legend of the Bell Witch goes as follows. In 1817, a cruel presence began haunting John Bell and his family at their home in Robertsons County. They had lived on the property for 13 peaceful years, but it all changed. They began seeing strange animals, hearing knocking sounds, hearing chains being dragged, and hearing weird guttural gurglings. This all went on for a year, and John Bell finally confided in his neighbours. A committee was formed to investigate what TF was actually happening. It seems that the witch began communicating with the crowds that formed to see what was going on. Their energy seemed to feed her and spur her on. Indeed, many say they spoke to the witch. It seems she knew details of the past and future, and she told those who asked that her goal was to kill John Bell and to make sure that his daughter did not marry a neighbour. John Bell died after a long illness in 1920, and eventually his daughter's marriage was called off. In 1821, declaring her work done for now, the witch said that she would leave for 7 years and then return, which she did. She came back to talk with Bell's son, saying that there was a reason his dad had to die, but she never disclosed her motives. She then fled again, saying she'd be back in 107 years, which would have been in 1935. Now, it is undocumented whether or not she did come back, but people still talk about the legend today. Well, that is that. That was the top 10 Tennessee urban legends. Are you guys from Tennessee? Did I miss anything out? Is there anything that I need to know? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also don't forget to let me know where you live and if we have done an urban legends video for where you do, and if you'd like one, if we haven't. Before I go, I just want to read some comments from the top 10 terrifying things said by astronauts. astronauts. Now, our channel member Laura Anderson said, "I would never make it as an astronaut. Mate, honestly, I'd love to go to space, but I don't think I would either. It is a hardcore job. You have to be fit and fearless and like mentally very strong." Meg Ferryden said, "What happened between Buzz and Neil when they landed on the moon? Were they like sitting in the cockpit playing rock paper scissors to decide who was going to step out first? Did they have a race to gear up for walking out and Neil was like, 'Ha, get wrecked, scrub,' and then ran out the shuttle to leave Buzz to be forever second fiddle? I really wish I could watch that conversation." Honestly, you say all of that, but what about Michael Collins, who, you know, he never gets a thought. The third man. Michael Collins. Always thinking of you. So guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Soon to be 5 million. What should we do? Let me know. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate. I will see you most amazing top 10ers next time. Bye!